similarities are almost identical to V2, but we want to make a fresh, new, updated video for creating your services in version 3 of Service Autopilot, so you have a strong foundational piece moving forward. The previous video we just did was going over custom field, how to go in and create a custom field that will eventually tie into the new service. So I'm going to actually flip the screen out here and show you what it looks like. This is the new user interface of V3 if you haven't seen it before. And to go in and build a service, first foundational piece we want to do is, as a quick review, to add the custom field. Custom fields can be found under the gear icon, custom fields, and we're going to go in, add a custom field, and name it, associate it to a customer, employee, vendor, property. In this case, you want to associate to the customer or the property for matrix and make it a number. So watch the previous video before if you have any questions on that, but that is where those custom fields are for a quick reminder. Next thing is we're going into the gear icon and we're going to create services. So we want to type in services and pull up services. So there are some key things that we need to have in the service to actually make it work. So hit that orange button, add a service. And what that's going to do is open up this screen. So first thing we want to do is name the service. So I'm going to call this lawn mowing. And the additional pieces that are needed is a code. So I'm just going to call it LM. And we're going to need a sales tax code if your area does charge tax. Next is a service mode. I'm going to go in as per unit. This is not an hourly job. This is a production rate based estimating system. And for time's sake, I'm going to just copy and paste in the invoice description. This will show up on the invoice description. You need to select a account. So we're going to call this service income. Under estimate tab, we need to go in and write an estimate description. This is what's going to show up on the actual estimate template itself. And then the final part is the rate matrix. So this is where we go out and create a standard production rate based estimating system. So I'm going to dive into our price matrix blueprint to show you how to actually build this out and incorporate that custom field that we've just gone over. So on the Simple Growth Blueprint, what this is a blueprint. Main thing is we do not want to blueprint and implement inside Service Autopilot. We want to blueprint on the Simple Growth Blueprint and then take from that blueprint and implement in the Service Autopilot. Reason being is this is going to make sure we don't have any data entry error, and it's going to check our profit and profit percentage. So as we're looking at this, the first two things that we want to ask ourselves is, what is our hourly goal per man hour? How much are we charging per man hour? If our goal is $55 per man hour, that's what we'd put in this cell right here. Next thing is our expense per man hour. What is our break even per man hour? So if we're breaking even at $36 per man hour, that is the number that we're going to stick in here. Next thing is we're going to label the service. So I've got lawn mowing as a service and the custom field, that's the variable, the size of the turf that we are measuring. So if you do not know how long it takes you to cut, say 5,000 square feet, mow, blow, and edge, hold tight. I have an idea, or not really an idea, a solution for you, how to evolve your estimating system at Service Autopilot to evolve into a production rate based estimating system based on your numbers and your guys and girls in the field. But this example, first example, Lisa, is going to go over how we do this based on someone who already has set production rates. So the first question I always ask is when we work with folks is, what is your minimum price to show up to cut a lawn? So in this example, I'm going to say $45, and we plug that in our price. Next question I traditionally ask our clients is, what is the maximum amount of square footage that we can cover to mow, blow, and edge for $45? So if you said between up to the maximum amount of area I can cover is 5,000 square feet, I'm going to say from 1 to 5,000 square feet is my base price. Now you may or may not want to include some mobilization in this price for our base price. And we're going to put our budgeted time in here. So let's just say we were looking at 20 minutes, 0.33, to actually mow, blow, and edge. And we had an average of 15 minutes, 0.25 of mobilization. That's how we would break that out in that equation. So what we did is we took the 0.58 here and we multiplied that times our expense per man hour. So the sheet is saying is our profit is $24.12 after mobile and edge and mobilization, the base price, and a profit margin, obviously fictitiously, of 53%. Then we're saying every 1,000 over 5,000, which is my base price, we're charging additional $4.58. It's taking us 0.08 man hours, which is 5 minutes divided by 60, and it's costing us additional $3 expense. So 3 minus the 458 is $1.58 profit per 1,000. What we want to do is break this down and have a systematic way of setting this up. Now, if you don't know these numbers, hopefully you have enough experience where you could go out and say, I think it's going to take X amount of minutes or X amount of hours, and that could be broken out in minutes. So I'm going to go in and just show you a quick example of what this could look like here and copy and paste this in. So service 2, I'm going to call this lawn mowing man minutes. And that's going to be based on a custom field of lawn mowing man minutes, how many minutes we think it's going to take. So the pricing and the time is the same, but we're not dealing with square footage here. We are dealing with minutes. So 0.58 hours times 60 is 34.8 hours. So or 34.8 minutes. So we would probably round that up to 35. And so from 1 to 35 minutes is $45, 0.58 man hours, and a break even of $28.88. So every 1 minute over the 35 minutes is, and we'd say equals 1 divided by 60 is 92 cents and a cost of 60 cents. So what would happen is you would take an on-site estimate form and plug in how many minutes you think one person, because the matrices are always built on a one-person crew, and then it would manipulate the budgeted time based on the size of the crew you have out there. So keep that in mind. But the idea is that we're going out and evolving into a production rate-based estimating system. So if you're doing it based on minutes, if you're looking at it, I think I'm going into my on-site form here on my phone and I'm calculating this in, anything up to 35 minutes is $45. And then each additional minute, how long I think it's going to take based on my experience, is 92 cents additional. So if I had 36 minutes, it would be $45.92 to cut that lawn. So if you're doing it based on minutes or hours in the production rate based estimating system, we also want to track your turf square footage so we can run a report in 6 to 12 months and get an average production rate based on your actual guys and girls and your market and your equipment. So that's how we're going to tackle that. The next step is, once we have this matrices, we're going back into this and setting our calculation on quantity rate times visit. That's probably 99.9% of the time the equation you need. We're going to base it on the custom field here that is on our blueprint. So it is turf square footage. So we're going to go in and pull up turf square footage. And I obviously have several of these in our test account, but we've got turf square footage. And then I'm going to literally copy these top 5 lines here into SA. So I'm going to say from 1 to 5,000 is my $45 base, 0.58 hours, and $20.88. And then my bottom line here is every 1,000 over the base price of 5,000. Once again, we're copying the blueprint, 4.58 man hours, and we're going to grab the last 2 cells of 92 cents. $4.58. I'm sorry, here, 0.08, and it cost of $3. So we're just copying these cells in there. And then we would hit save. That is the foundational pieces of creating a service in Service Autopilot. Next video we're going to be going here is into child services. So a parent-child relationship. That's how we can have hidden fields such as drive time or small, medium, and large shrubs. And the consumer doesn't see that, but that gives us our glorified, invisible, or imaginary estimating checklist behind the scene that can be templated down in the estimating process in V3 inside Service Autopilot, creating that production rate based estimating system, whether you're lawn care, home cleaning, design, build, or pest control. All the solutions are in here, and we are here to unlock the solution for you. So we'll see you on the next video when we dive into child services inside Service Autopilot V3.